I'm in the little walk about 300 meters from my house. This is a little path that's called a Path of St. Anthony's, and it leads to the Abbey of Praglia, which is over there in the distance. And I'm able to come 300 meters from my house because I had to deliver something to the Abbey. And so I have a special permit for the next half an hour, so I'm taking advantage of it and going for a little stroll down here. Usually I go down here almost every day on a quick walk, but I haven't been here in over 2 weeks. And it's so still. As you see, there's the vineyards, which are being planted right now. There's nobody around. Just me and the bees buzzing, and I heard, I think, what was woodpeckers before, and then just birds. It's really, really quiet. This is the Praglia Abbey where I delivered something today. And as you see, these are the grounds. There's nobody around. And this abbey dates back to 1080. It's a Benedictine monastery. And they own all these grounds here. And the retired monks live in there. A sanctuary, and then behind these walls they have a lot of land where they grow all sorts of plants, medicinal plants, and then they create things like soaps and essential oil tinctures, and they sell them. They have a store behind here. Hi everybody, so as you saw, the lion was let out of the cage today, and I actually was able to go for a short walk about 400 meters from my house, so that was quite an achievement. Anyways, what has been happening here the last few days? So, as many of you have noticed, the numbers of deaths went down, then they went up again, and now thankfully they're back down again. And they say that pretty much from now on it's going to stabilize and certainly keep going down, but it's not quite there yet, and so the lockdown will be in effect until April the 18th. So before, we were supposed to finish our lockdown on April the 3rd, but now it's been decided that it's going to be extended until April the 18th. So everybody will be at home until April the 18th. They do anticipate, though, that in my region, the Veneto region, around April the 14th, we should reach zero, meaning that we will have 0 new cases of the novel coronavirus. So I'm hoping that those estimates are accurate. As far as what happens after the lockdown, there's talk that, of course, it will be in stages. So it won't be that April 18th comes and everyone's let out. No, it's going to be in stages. And the first stage will be that vital industries such as healthcare, logistics, and the production of food, those will first be, let's say, able to go out into the world, and full production will resume. There's also talk that groups that have low risk, so in other words, women and young people, they will be able to leave their homes earlier as well, as soon as the lockdown is finished, is over. And as you can understand, obviously individuals that are under high risk, so the elderly and people with pre-existing health conditions, they will have to stay home a little bit longer under lockdown. There's also talk of issuing some sort of a license or permit that shows that you have the antibodies to the novel coronavirus. So tests will be issued where individuals can check out if they have maybe had already the coronavirus in some way, and they just were not aware of it. And so if you have the antibodies to the novel coronavirus, you will also be let out. Sorry, I got cut off. So anyways, that's probably going to play out in the same way in other countries, I anticipate. So once the lockdown is over in your area, it will be over in stages, and most likely very similar to these stages we're going to go through. So it'll be interesting for you to hear what we're going to be doing. Another thing that I wanted to share with you is that a brand new study was just released from the University of Turin about the importance of vitamin D, which of course I had discussed with you in one of the earlier videos. They found that the patients that were intensive care all had extremely low levels of vitamin D. So maybe look that up if you want to get a little bit more information. Another thing that I wanted to share with you is that as some of you are under lockdown since a very recent period, you may have started to experience, different types of feelings during these days. Some days you may be depressed, some days you may be anxious, some days you may be apathetic, some days you just may be confused or overwhelmed. And a lot of people think it's just strictly because they're at home. It's not quite so simple. I think that one of the things we may not realize or make the connection with is that we're actually grieving a way of life. So we're grieving our old way of life, the old way we used to live, and hopefully we'll get back to very soon with hopefully some changes and that we've realized and incorporated into our lives of what's important. So just like when you're grieving a person that's dead, when you're grieving a way of life, there's stages. Specifically, there's 5 stages to grieving. And so it's completely normal for you to have different feelings on alternative days. So don't feel that you're strange or weird or going crazy. It's completely normal. What is important is that you have friends and people that you can speak to and reach out to so that you don't feel alone. Okay, my friends? So hopefully I'll speak to you the next few days and I'll give you some more information that hopefully will be of some use to you. Until then, I wish you all a wonderful day. Stay healthy, stay strong, and keep informed. Ciao.